here in Miami, Florida, and we want businesses in South Florida to thrive. Today, we're going to be talking to Maria Napoles, who's a client and a friend, and who's been willing to share part of her story with us about hiring attorneys. Maria?
Hi, how are you?
Good. Could you do us a favor and tell us a little bit about what you do?
Basically, I am a art business, visual art business promoter to the artists and to the industry to promote, establish, and consolidate the artist, visual artist career, and at the same time, we engage to one of the reasons for this engagement with the cities, different cities of South Florida, to create exhibitions that suit this purpose.
And where are you located?
Based in Miami, Florida, but as I said, we operate in entire South Florida with different cities within the arts, visual arts programs.
And how long have you been doing this?
I started in this field 2004, but as a founder and owner of a project, art projects called Latin American Art Pavilion since 2014.
You've obviously had a lot of success doing what you do, but there's also one instance you've been willing to talk to us about today where things didn't go quite as expected. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, could you tell us a little bit about what happened?
Well, in general, this is a kind of elite and successful and beautiful business from the outside. But it's a business that involves a lot of legal issues in reference of the property of the art, even though it could be contemporary art as well. And since the beginning, I should and I didn't hire an attorney to create all the paperwork, all the documenting paperwork, and the conducted business with the artists involved a lot of legal advice, which I didn't do it since the beginning.
And because you didn't hire an attorney at the beginning, what ended up happening?
Well, sometimes when you deal with art, pieces of art, the proprietor of that art, the one that owns that art is the artist. Sometimes galleries do not have the proper paperwork done, legal paperwork, and you ended up into responding sometimes legally to the artist because the certification it didn't come directly from the artist. So it is important that in order not to get into different legal issues that can end up, damaging either your reputation or creating economic conflicts with your entity and your firm of business, is that you always claimed the certification originally from the artist, even though it might be represented by a gallery.
So, Marie, did that end up with you having to represent yourself in court at any point?
Sometimes, not necessarily myself, but I had experience with other colleagues that this kind of issues, legal issues, you can end up in court. And no matter, even though what the judge actually propose or create a solution for the artist and the promoter or the dealer, sometimes can be a dealer, not necessarily you off of the hook. Sometimes you ended up actually have to respond legally to the artist on the property, which is the piece of art. And I highly recommend that you have on your platform of business or business platform, I highly recommend to always have an attorney, either by retaining or by cases, but whatever case, whatever situation within the art field or business that you are into it, always try to have an advice and I should say kind of a representation on the legal side.
So knowing what you know today and looking backwards with respect to dealing with the artists and the other dealers, would you have done things differently?
Yes, into the sense that since day number one that I decided to found this project, I should have the same way that you wanted to have a curator, which is part of our business, the field that I represent, as well. Legally, you should always have on your platform the services of an attorney.
So it sounds like what you're saying here, there's two lessons here. Number one, as a business owner, you should be sure you've got your deals in order and properly documented.
Yes.
Okay. And I don't want to say it, so I'm going to ask you to say it. What did you learn about hiring attorneys?
Before you hire an attorney, number one, you have to do your diligence to find out his reputation within the community that you're working with, number one. And number two, in the field that you try for him to represent you and your business. And number third, even though the internet says beautiful things sometimes about business people, find out from your own community people that have dealt with him within the same practice, not necessarily customers, but people within the same practice. Reputation in every business that you deal with is important.
And at what step in the process would you recommend hiring counsel?
Actually, if you're going to do, let's say, some kind of creating a business that you have in your mind the way it should be, before you take the next step, it's not how you should be, it's how have to be. It's different language. So yes, definitely, once you create your corporation, whatever the government requires from you to operate as a business individual, I should say it's time right on there to get the attorney.
So you think lawyers should come in early and help out before there's trouble?
Amen. Definitely.
Great. Well, thank you for tuning in. I'm Kai Jacobs, owner of the South Florida Business Law Group, and you can always come back to our channel and find out more.